I declined to alter my birthday dinner arrangements for my autistic nephew, but my brother assumed I'd move in and care for his son full-time while he takes his wife on their dream getaway. For context, my sister and I, both in our early 30s, have an older brother who's on his second marriage. His first marriage resulted in my nephew, Connor, now 15, who has autism. When Connor was born, my then sister-in-law's family was heavily involved in his care. My parents were also deeply committed. My sister and I, however, weren't part of that support system, which led to numerous disputes. I eventually told my parents they could either prioritize my brother's family, and I'd cut contact, or respect my boundaries and I'd stay connected. They chose the latter. My brother later divorced due to various issues, one being his ex-wife's insistence that my sister and I take on more caregiving responsibilities. I sympathized with him and still do, but I held firm on my boundaries. My sister did the same. I've been living out of state for some time, but recently accepted a job offer near home with a generous signing bonus. To celebrate, I invited my parents, sister, and brother for dinner at my favorite Korean BBQ restaurant. My parents confirmed it wasn't my brother's custody week for Connor, so everything seemed set. A week before my return, my brother called to say his ex had an unexpected conflict, meaning he'd have Connor during the dinner week, and his current wife would be away with her sisters. I suggested hiring Connor's usual sitter for the dinner night and offered to cover the cost. He declined and instead wanted to bring Connor to the dinner, asking to change the venue because Connor gets overwhelmed in busy settings. I refused, explaining this was my celebration, I was paying, and I wanted my favorite restaurant. He argued that Connor couldn't handle such a place, and I acknowledged that, reiterating my offer to pay for a sitter. He insisted on bringing Connor anyway. I told him he could, but I wouldn't attend if he did. It would just be him and our parents. He called my stance unfair, saying he'd step outside with Connor if he got overwhelmed. I reminded him of a past KBBQ outing where Connor had a meltdown, forcing them to leave early. My parents, feeling for Connor, often leave to help at my brother's house in such situations. I didn't want that disrupting my dinner. I wanted one stress-free evening. He cursed at me and hung up. The dinner went ahead with my sister parents and me. My brother didn't show. It was a lovely evening. My parents enjoyed it, but mentioned they wished my brother and Connor had been there. I agreed about my brother, but not Connor, pointing out he'd likely have a meltdown within 30 to 40 minutes and my parents would leave with him. They admitted this was likely, but felt I should have let him come and dealt with it. I said that was exactly why I didn't want that scenario. We didn't talk much afterward that night. Clarification. I've watched Connor before, including now for a few hours if my brother needs help. I don't do all-day or overnight care, though. He's a great kid, and it's not his fault, but I set boundaries because my parents, brother, and especially his ex-wife would overstep if given the chance. They wanted my sister and me to stay local after high school to help with childcare, which I refused. I visited both my brother and Connor before leaving, as I wanted to, but didn't apologize for choosing my preferred restaurant for one night. When my brother hosts dinners, we always go to a quiet local spot that suits Connor's needs, which is his food fixation. I'm fine with that and attend those meals, but for my event, I wanted a place I loved. Update 1. Thanks to everyone for the feedback, positive or negative. I read it all, even the harsh comments calling me selfish. They're valid. When I saw my brother and Connor before leaving, it was casual, playing with Connor and light chat with. I can't tell you the full story in short. To watch the full story, click the related link below.